Well, welcome everybody. Welcome to Starry Tarot. I hope you're all doing wonderfully today. And we just received our first donation from Miss Marissa. Thank you so much, Marissa. Hope you are doing well today. Hi. Good to see you. All right. Oops. Please go ahead and post your question right there in the chat. Thank you. And today we are using the Mars Power Tarot deck by the lovely Charlie Quintero. I also have two of her other decks. I have this beautiful Jupiter Power deck, which is based on botanicals. I also have her Moon Power deck here. I would love her Star Power Tarot deck. But I believe she is no longer printing that. She has a very sexual deck called Naughty by Nature that would likely get me kicked off of YouTube if I were to use it. It's very, very naughty. Hi, Sim. Hey, I have a kind of heavy question to ask you about. Okay, Sim, I can answer any questions. Except for legal and medical. This guy I met back in 2020, Marquez, wants to come over tonight to hang out. Am I pronouncing that correctly, Marissa? Marquez? And what's his sign? I know you're a Gemini. What's his sign? I said yes after blowing him off a few times because I wasn't really interested in him. I'm guessing. I said yeah. Oh, I don't know because I still don't know how to pronounce it properly. Okay. I'll just I guess pronounce it Marquez. And so the question is, what is your question? And thank you for giving me all the backstory context. It is very helpful. I really appreciate it. He's born April 7th. Okay, so he's an Aries. Okay. Yeah. I am Simran, girl born 13th of October in a relationship with Nathan 8th September, but since the past 3 months we've been constantly fighting. So will we break up or end up marrying each other? Yeah, I can definitely answer that question, Simran. And thank you so much for being here. Welcome to the channel, if I haven't read for you before. All my donation information can be found at the top of the chat, love. Thank you. So if you want, I can definitely answer that question. If you want it to be a mini, just 5 cards, you can do that. 10 cards, 15 cards. Yeah. Is it a good idea to meet up with him tonight? Okay. Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, is it a good idea for Marissa to meet up with Marquez tonight? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, would it be a good idea for Marissa to meet up with Marquez tonight? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, is it a good idea for Marissa to meet up with Marquez tonight? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, is it a good idea for Marissa to meet up with Marquez tonight? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, is it a good idea for Marissa to meet up with Marquez tonight? Masters and spirit guides, is it a good idea for Marissa to meet up with Marquez tonight? Masters and spirit guides, is it a good idea for Marissa to meet up with Marquez tonight? Masters and spirit guides, is it a good idea for Marissa to meet up with Marquez tonight? Masters and spirit guides, is it a good idea for Marissa to meet up with Marquez tonight? Masters and spirit guides, is it a good idea for Marissa to meet up with Marquez tonight? Five of Pentacles reversed, Seven of Swords reversed, the Emperor, King of Cups reversed, and Knight of Pentacles reversed. It's not the worst idea in the world, Marissa. It wouldn't be the worst thing to happen if you were to meet up with him tonight. I'm not getting like danger warning signals, but I am getting well, a little bit of manipulative energy with both the King of Cups reversed and the Seven of Swords reversed. And I don't know what that manipulative, what he could be trying to manipulate here. When I see the Seven of Swords reversed, that to me is indicative of someone who is not being completely forthright with what they're saying. However, I don't know what you're really looking for with him. And perhaps he doesn't know either what you're looking for with him. I think that I do think that he I mean, you said you've known him for 5 years now, and you've kind of put him to the side the whole time. But I feel like he really is very interested in you, with this Emperor card right here in the center. But I'll be honest, girl, it's not just because you told me that you put him off for 5 years, but I'm not getting very strong energy from you towards him. And I think that's what this Knight of Pentacles reversed and Five of Pentacles reversed is indicating here. We haven't talked since the first time we hooked up. And when was that? Was that like 5 years ago? So this would likely just be a hookup, I'm assuming, right? And I think that's what he's looking for. Yeah, but at least for tonight, I do think there is something deeper with him when it comes, like there is definitely an imbalance in affections. He's definitely more into you than you are into him. And Spirit's not saying it's a bad idea, like you're not going to get hurt. You know, if he was, you know, a good time, if you guys were compatible, you know, if things, the last time you hooked up, if it was a good hookup, there's, you know, potential for that. It's not a waste of time. But if you were looking for something deeper with him, I mean, if you're looking for something deeper with him, you probably get it. But I'm getting the energy that you likely wouldn't want something really serious with him. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, but and that could be perhaps just you don't know him well enough yet. You don't really remember. Okay, so it you know, it could be a good hookup, or it could be, you know, a hookup that isn't very memorable. It's been 5 years? Okay. Well, like I said, I'm not getting a message or seeing anything like danger here, or like, don't do this, Marissa. This would be a very bad decision. I'm not getting anything like that. But he seems to remember it well. Yeah, I have no doubt that he remembers it very well. And I think that you've been on his mind for a long time. Um, the only bad thing I see, potentially bad thing, I guess you would call it, that I'd see from meeting up with him tonight would be the risk of possibly leading him on, or maybe, I mean, if you don't remember what it was like when you hooked up with him, maybe he's just not that you guys just aren't that compatible physically. But I feel like the only danger here is he may get the wrong idea. If you're not looking for something really serious with him, like, I think that he might think, like, oh, like, this is my time, like, this might be the time that he stops talking to you. Okay. For how long? Yeah, like he would serve his, like, yeah, I'm looking at this Emperor card right here in the center. Like, he would serve his purpose as a man. Not like that's what men are on this planet to do. But you know what I mean. Those entire 5 years he didn't speak to you, and then he just came out of the blue, just hello. Okay, interesting. Because the energy that I'm getting is that you've been on his mind. I'm not saying that that's not to say that he hasn't dated other women or hasn't talked to other women. I'm not saying that, but you have been in the back of his mind. I mean, and I think that's proof positive. I think this is proof positive. 5 years later, he's like Page of Cups, just like pops into your life. So yeah, girl, I don't feel like, I'm not saying that, or seeing that this would be a bad idea per se. The only risk he would run, two risks he would run, would be bad segs or just kind of boring physical encounters with him, and or possibly leading him on in a way, because I do feel an imbalance in affections. And thank you so much for your additional donation, love. Thank you, thank you. Please go ahead and post your question right there in the chat. Thank you. I was thirsty. He's very blessed. Okay, okay. So you do remember that. that was memorable. Okay. All right. Okay. So there's something there. And that's that Emperor card, like, and I didn't mean, especially, I felt really rude saying that, not just to you, but more to, like, the men of the world. Like, you're just here to serve that purpose. Which, no, men, if you were watching, we understand that's not your only purpose on this planet. Although I'm sure a lot of men would like that to be their only purpose on this planet. But if you remember that, I mean, that's it's a good memory. It's a good memory to have. So definitely potential. Yeah, he's very, very thirsty for you. That's for sure. I don't know if you got that energy from his message. I don't even know what he communicated in the message, or how much he communicated. If we do hook up, will it go well? Excellent question. Excellent question. Let's see. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. If Marissa and Marquez do hook up again, will it go well? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. If Marissa and Marquez hook up tonight, will it go well? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. If Marissa and Marquez hook up again, will it go well? Thanks, Masters and Spirit Guides. If Marissa and Marquez hook up again, will it go well? Masters and Spirit Guides. If Marissa and Marquez hook up again, will it go well? I keep on seeing the Nine of Cups as I'm shuffling, and the Nine of Cups is satisfaction. So I'm hoping the Nine of Cups pops up here. Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides. If Marissa and Marquez hook up tonight, will it go well? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides. If Marissa and Marquez hook up tonight, will it go well? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides. If Marissa and Marquez hook up again, will it go well? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides. If Marissa and Marquez hook up again, will it go well? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides. If Marissa and Marquez hook up again, will it go well? Three of Cups, Eight of Cups, Temperance, Six of Swords reversed, and Queen of Cups reversed. Interesting. Yeah, you'll have a good time, girl. You'll have a good time. This Three of Cups, I think I was talking about, I don't know if you were listening to me, but I've said this numerous times. My relationship with this card, with the Three of Cups, when I see it, a lot of readers, or people in general, when they see the Three of Cups, they go, oh no, third party card. A lot of readers also don't read reversals, which I do. I only see or get third-party energy with the Three of Cups when it's in its reverse form. Sometimes when it's in its upright form, but definitely not here. This is good times. This is celebrate good times. Come on. Three of Cups is a good time. It's enjoyable. Good times. However, we do have some interesting energy with this Eight of Cups and Six of Swords reverse, which almost cancel each other out. Which is telling me that one of you is going to want to go one way after you guys hook up, if it happens, and the other is going to want to go another. Feel like one of you is going to be like, that was fun, that was great. I don't know when we'll talk again, but, hopefully we'll do this again. That was fun. Thank you. And then another person is going to be like, when is this going to happen again? When will I see you again? This was amazing. I want this to happen again. Again, I'm getting this two people not on the same page energy. Sex and sexual energy does have its emotional components to it. Especially for us as women, just biologically, we release oxytocin when we are making love, and it's a function of biology to make it for us to find a mate, because when our bodies are going through that, our female brains think, oh, baby is coming. So that's why brain releases lovey-dovey chemicals in women's brains. Oh my God, which one is me? That's what I can't quite figure out, Marissa. I'm convinced that you're the one who's going to be like, thank you, have a nice day, please come back again. And I think he's going to be the one who's going to be like, when will I see you again? When are we going to do this again? But because I'm seeing someone having I want a little bit of clarity, actually. Give me one sec. With this Queen of Cups reversed, I do see someone either like repudiating emotions attached to sexuality, yeah, Queen of Cups reversed, usually indicative of someone with needy kind of energy. And that's the energy I'm getting from him, Marissa. Like I was explaining, like one person's, you're both going to enjoy it, but one person's going to be like, thank you, come again, talk to you later. Like, and one person's going to be like, I need to know when I'm going to talk to you later, when I'm going to see you again. And yeah, I feel like you're going to be the one who's going to be like, kind of like me, and he's going to be like more serious. But the exchange itself, if you guys do the do, it's going to be wonderful. It's going to be very delightful and enjoyable for both of you. A good exchange of energy, good chemistry. It sounds like you. And that's all good, girl. That's all good. Honestly, like, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, you don't want to be feigning emotions. But I'm gonna do it. Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, girl, you know, you're a grown-ass woman. You got needs, you know, and this guy would really like to get to know you more in that department, share with you with this temperance card flowing, of equal flowing of back and forth energies. I do feel like you're gonna be the one who's just like, okay, goodbye, please come again. And he's gonna be like, but wait, when will I see you again? When will my heart beat again? And he's gonna get down on bended knee. No, I'm just kidding. But that is the energy I feel. It's you're gonna y'all are both gonna have a good time. Satisfaction guaranteed. But I do feel like someone's gonna catch some feelings if they haven't already been caught a bit. I don't know. Do you know why he didn't speak to you for the past 5 years? Did you guys get into an argument, or was it just like, just kind of drifted away? What happened? And if you don't want to tell me, you don't have to tell me. But I'm just kind of curious why well, I'm curious because it makes me think. No, he just left. Okay. Makes me think that he caught feelings and he wasn't ready to like deal with them or go forth with them. He is an Aries. I have very little experience with Aries. I've only dated one Aries guy, and it is, I don't know how familiar you are with dating Aries guys, but when they say that they're the first sign in the zodiac calendar, they're the babies, they're the immature ones of the zodiac, that ain't no lie. Even the Aries friends I have are they're like children forever children. Like the one Aries ex I had, I used to joke, he was a professional skateboarder. I used to joke that his house was like Pee-wee Herman's playhouse. Like, he had hella toys and like video games, and like, this is a grown-ass man. He was like 25. And he had like hella toys and like action figures and shit. And I'm just like, you are like a forever boy. Neverland. We hooked up and he just acted uninterested in me. I think he caught some kind of feeling. I think one of two things. Either he caught feelings that he wasn't ready to deal with, didn't want to deal with, and just scooted. But you've been on his mind. You never left his mind. He remembers you. And or it could have been he was talking to someone else and maybe things got more serious with that person for whatever reason. I don't know. That's also a possibility there. But I do think that a big reason was because he did catch some feelings pretty soon that he's not used to experiencing. Or, yeah, that he's not used to catching. He's not used to catching feelings when he just hooks up with someone once. And he was like, damn, like, am I ready for this? Do I know how to navigate this? These men always remember me. Right. I was going to say unforgettable in every way. You are unforgettable, girl. Yeah, I mean, it's totally fine for us to forget about someone who wasn't memorable. But yeah, no, if someone didn't remember being with me, I hope my parents aren't watching right now. If someone didn't remember being with me physically, I would be like, oh, like, where did I go wrong? What did I do? What did I do wrong? Yeah, no, you're unforgettable, girl. And yeah, even after no years of 5 years of no talk, no see. Well, I'm assuming social media, um, possibly, but yeah, no, you never left his mind. That's for sure. So if you want my opinion, which you didn't ask for, I think tonight, have some fun. Have some fun. Um, you've got a good head on your shoulders. You got good, your emotions are in check. I would be mortified. He added me back on Facebook. Okay, so we're moving along here. Some developments. I mean, what I'd really love to see, honestly, is for both of you guys to develop like equal, similar feelings for one another. Of course, I want to see that. So long as he's a good guy and would be good to you. That's what, and that's what your spirit guides ideally want to see too. That'd be nice if it did grow, but if it doesn't, that's all good too. Have some fun. Have a good night. Be romanced, and yeah. Well, thank you so much, girl. I hell of appreciate you, and I also think this would be good to might get your mind a little bit off of Vaughn, you know. Um, and I kind of felt that too with that Five of Pentacles reverse that we pulled the first time. You're very welcome. He seems legit. I'll have fun. Yeah. Yes, girl. Right on. Doing cartwheels. Hell yeah. Yes. Just have some fun. You deserve it. You really do. And yeah, that's rad. Yay, Marissa. Feel free to please let me know how things went. You were thinking of one. Yeah, exactly. Hey, Lorraine, how you doing, love? Yeah, he's on your mind still, and this might be a good way to divert your attentions elsewhere. I did think about. I didn't want to say it, but I'm saying it now. With that Five of Pentacles reverse, the first question, I was like, maybe this would also just serve a function of just like, you know, just having a good time, diverting attentions. I'm doing great, Lorraine. I'm doing great. I'm almost all ready for my trip. I leave Saturday. In fact, shoot, I am all ready for my trip. I got my neck pillow today. I don't know why I did that motion, because it goes around your neck. I got my neck pillow. Oh my god, I found a pair of jeans, jeans and shoes are so hard for me to find. Yes, I'm going to Paris. I'm really, really excited. Jeans and shoes are the hardest things for me to buy. I found these the other day. Let me show y'all. Oh, they're all dirty, so it's probably gonna look gross, but I got these the other day. Cute little flip-flops. Got a new pair of Doc Martens about a month ago that are still definitely not broken in. I'm a little scared about wearing those, but we'll be fine. But yeah, I found a pair of jeans today at my favorite thrift store in town. I don't even know how that place makes money, but they've hella cute stuff. But it's always so hard for me to find jeans that fit me. These fit and don't like give me a camel. I don't think I can finish that term, but you know what I mean. A frontal wedgie. That's a nice way of putting it. It doesn't give me that. Fits my butt. Fits my legs. I got skinny legs. It like just fits everything. I'm so happy. And they were $10. Brand new with the tags and everything. I'm like, yeah! So exciting. Yeah. Oh, and I also found a cute little pair of earrings. And, well, first I got, well, you can't see them. Maybe I can show them to you guys. They're just little squares, silver squares. They're cute. But there was a smaller pair of silver squares that I initially bought, and I put them on in my car, and then I realized that they were mismatched. So I got these, and I think they're a little cuter. I'm just in bed, tired, cute. Yeah, I'm concerned about being tired with the jet lag and everything. But I mean, when I get to Paris, because it's 9 hours ahead. Um, but it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be lots of fun. A lot of my friends are gone. In fact, most of my friends are gone. All of them except for one. And they don't live in Paris. They actually live in Berlin. So I'll be able to see them. One of my favorite drag queen friends. But most people in France take the month of August off because everybody gets a month off. It's like paid for by the government. It doesn't matter what job you have or whatever, like you get a month off. And everyone leaves in August. So a lot of people go to the south of France, which is where most of my friends are. Yeah, girl. Yeah, one more reason why I want to live there. No joke. For real, girl, like, there's so many just, like, things that are just so normal to them that are just like, whoa, like, okay, your work pays for your lunch. Every job, and it doesn't matter, like, where you work, what you do, whatever, it's a government mandated thing. Every employer has to give their employee, you get like a account, like there's a term for it, but it's like a credit card thing, and you can use it anywhere at any restaurant, cafe, whatever, and it'll pay for your lunch. I mean, within reason. Like, we're not talking like going to like the Ritz-Carlton or something and like ordering a steak, but like I think it's like within like 10 euros or 15 euros. It's just makes sense. Things are just cheaper there too, I feel. Like, the cost of living. For real, girl. For real. I do too. That's what Wendy was talking about. Not Paris. She was, but Europe in general. Like, there's just, I don't know, they take care of people better, and there's just better, I feel like there's better opportunities, and, like, I'm not, like looking to be taken care of, like, or rely on my government to take care of me. That's not my vibe. But I do believe in certain social services being readily available, and especially in employment too, like the government forcing like if you are an employer, you are required to give your employees 4 weeks of paid vacation. You're required to pay for their lunch, like those kind of things. Like it works for everyone. It's nothing that employers can't do, you know, and if they can't, then they shouldn't be employing. Also, you don't pay tips, like, or at least you don't tip, like servers, either like at like anywhere, like at a restaurant, cafe, bars. I like one of the first times I went to Paris, I did, and I got a dirty look. I'm not even joking you. Hey, Christy, I'm doing well and I got your donations. Thank you so much. Can you do a past life reading for me and a future one after the live? Yes. Past. Well, yes and no. I don't know what you mean by future life reading, Christy. I don't think I can do that. But I can certainly do a past life reading. Let's see. I don't know. Okay, so you donated. Sorry, 1 second, Christy. Okay, so you donated $22.77. And if you are interested in a past life reading, that is $19.99. So yeah, we can do a past life reading, hun, no problem. Also, I have good news. I got 2 jobs. My money is going up just like you predicted in your reading a few months. Wonderful! Congrats, love. You meant future months. Yeah, I can do future months. I was gonna say, I'm like, I don't mean like, yeah. I was gonna say if you mean like this life, yeah, hell yeah, I can read, and see what's going on for sure, love. I got you. And we just received a donation, from somebody. Thank you so much. Please let me know what your username is in the chat so I can add you. Lorraine, there was something I was also going to say about Europe and France. Now it's escaped me. Hopefully it'll come back. I was wondering if that was you, Miss J Moon. Thank you so much, love, for your donation. Please go ahead and post your question right there in the chat. Thank you. New job just started last week. Awesome! Awesome, Nadia. Congrats. Congrats. Okay, so how does my boss Ethan feel towards me and my work? He seemed stern today at the meeting. Okay, let's see. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Does how does Nadia's boss Ethan feel towards her and her work? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. How does Nadia's boss Ethan feel towards her and her work? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. How does Nadia's boss Ethan feel towards her and her work? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. How does Nadia's boss Ethan feel towards her and her work? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. How does Nadia's boss Ethan feel towards her and her work? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. How does Nadia's boss Ethan feel towards her and her work? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. How does Nadia's boss Ethan feel towards her and her work? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. How does Nadia's boss Ethan feel towards her and her work? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. How does Nadia's boss Ethan feel towards her and her work? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. How does Nadia's boss Ethan feel towards her and her work? The Magician. Knight of Pentacles reversed. Five of Swords reversed. Strength reversed. And 10 of Wands. Okay. Yeah. So I understand him having a stern, you did pick up on something today, Nadia, with his stern tone. I'll start with the bad and then I'll end it with the good. He's not thrilled with your performance thus far. I know you only just started last week. But with this Knight of Pentacles reversed, he is really scrutinizing your work and your how efficient you are with it, how productive, how quick. This is a hard job. This is a challenging job with this Ten of Wands here. It's not an easy job, and it does require a lot of fortitude, a lot of focus. I'm not saying that you don't have any of this, that you don't have focus and you're not doing a good job, and that's not what I'm seeing that he's seeing either. What he's seeing well, I'll just get to the point. He thinks that that you're not fully utilizing your full potential with the magician here. Um, he, I'm assuming he wasn't the one who hired you, but he did have to okay you being hired, and he saw what he wanted in you. He saw that you had the energy. He saw that you had the wands, the swords, the cups, the pentacles. He saw that you had it all, and you do. And I'm not saying, this is not my opinion. This is him. He is very very hard. He expects a lot. Um, he's one of those types who obviously has a very I don't want to call it a good work ethic, but it's off the charts. Like, takes work extremely seriously, works very hard. Some people would call that good. Some people would say, hey, like, I would say he's a workaholic, and I don't think that's a good thing. And what I also don't think is a good thing is when workaholics, and it's often workaholics who do this, they'll place their work ethic upon everybody else. They think, well, if I can do it, they can. You know, if it's easy for me, then it can be easy for them. If I can work, you know, as hard as I can, then everybody else can put in the exact same amount of effort. Not taking into consideration the fact that he's getting paid more, that he's been doing this longer, that he isn't his own person, and not everybody, as you know, as we all know, not everybody has the same work ethic or the same levels of work ethic. He doesn't feel like it was a mistake to hire you with this Five of Swords reversed, but he does he does want to see more. And by more, I don't know what that is. If it's doing more work, asking for extra work. If you've already finished it, I don't know what you do, and you don't have to tell me. But he does want to see some extra from you. And another thing, he could have communicated that. You know, you heard a stern tone in his voice, and you picked up on that. He didn't have to speak with a stern tone. He could have taken you aside and maybe with a stern tone said what he wanted to say to you. But communicating that, hearing that from your boss directly, it can be scary, true, but at least you know where you stand. And furthermore, you could be like, okay, can you give me some specific examples as to how you want to see me perform better, or to your level of to your standards, to your level of appreciation. It would open up that dialogue. I don't know if he was wanting to open up that dialogue with his stern tone. I don't know what he said in his stern tone. But yeah, he is expecting more. Because he sees more in you. And this is his belief. He sees a lot of potential in you that he believes is not being used. If it's any consolation, Nadia, this is not the first time I've read a very similar message for some. I've read a very similar message for not just one, but multiple other people, when people have come to me and been like, you know, I'm at a new job. I don't know where I stand with my boss. Can you tell me where I'm at? I can't tell you how many times I've had to tell people, your boss sees so much potential in you, but they feel that they're not, that the potential that they saw, they're not seeing being executed or shown as much as they would like to see. Excuse me. So he's not looking to fire you. That's not what's going on. I believe he'll actually have a talk with you before doing that, because he really does see and still does see a lot of potential in you. Again, this is not my opinion. This is this is not my opinion. This is not me. This is just what he's seeing, and my wager is that he's a total workaholic, and he's deflecting his energies, his work ethic, his MO, or not MO, but the way he operates onto his employees. So you're saying he may want to fire? No, that's I just said the exact opposite. I said he doesn't want to fire you at this time. If he's going to fire I mean, of course it may happen in the future at some point, but what I'm saying is it's not at the point where he doesn't want to fire you. He does not want to fire you right now, not yet. He does want to see improvements. He does want to see more of what he saw when you were hired, or what he assessed from the materials that were presented to him when you were hired. If you are going to be in the line of fire, he's going to give you a warning first. Okay? He'll be more specific about, like, hey, like, you're in the line of fire right now. There's this A, B, C, D that I'm not seeing you do, or I am seeing you do that I don't want to see you do. He'll be specific about it, and he will be direct about it. But no, at this time, no, he doesn't want to fire you. With that Five of Swords reversed right in the center, he's not wanting to fire you. But he does want to see improvements, and if he doesn't see them soon, I don't think he's going to just fire you outright. I think he's going to communicate with you, or have one of his workers communicate with you, like, this is what we need to see, this is what we're not seeing, and this is what we ideally want to see. But you're not in the line of fire as it stands right now. You're not. I wish I could be more specific about what it is they're looking for, or I shouldn't say he, specifically what it is he's wanting to see improved in your work performance. Something, I get the sense that it has to do with time, completing work in a certain amount of time, and furthermore wanting more of that work done, so that more work can be done. You know what I mean? And that's what I got from that Ten of Wands too, is there's a lot of work, and they want a lot of it done. I mean, yeah. Sorry, one moment here. Yeah, that's what I'm saying with that Ten of Wands reverse. It's like there's a lot of work that needs to be done. I'm assuming that you complete everything that you need to when you're supposed to. But if that's the case, what I think they're wanting to see is you come towards, like, you know, when you are done with all of your assigned work, asking for more work. Like, hey, I've completed all my tasks. Like, what else can I do? And you may already, so if you're already doing that, then it's something else. But I am getting a message of like production, and timing. So yeah, like if you are completing all of your tasks in the time that they're supposed to be completed, they may be wanting to see more proactive questioning, like, hey, what else? I'm done with all this. I completed all this. What else can I do now? It's just work. It's a lot. It's just like a constant stream of work where you're at, with that Ten of Wands, and yeah, it leads me to believe that could be what's going on here. Is they have a lot of very high expectations. But again, I also believe that if and when you are in the line of fire, if that does happen, they will communicate that to you. But as it stands right now, you're not in the line of fire. But he does want to see some more. So again, I wish I could tell you what it is specifically. I think the best thing to do in this case would be to, if you wanted to like compile a list of what you think the things might be. Like what challenges, what tasks you find most challenging at your work, and what the results are of that, and the tasks that you find the easiest to complete, which is kind of, which sucks. I understand. It's like having to do a self-review, which you shouldn't have to do. This is what I hate. Like I hate it when people can't just communicate things. It would make the world a much easier place. for everyone if people could just be forthright about what they are wanting. But yeah, it like I said, I can't tell you directly. I wish I could, but self-reflection would probably be helpful if you wanted to do that. Just assessing, where you're at right now after being there for a little over a week. You started last week, so 2 weeks. Just doing like a self-assessment on how you feel about where you're at there so far. Yeah, that is what I'm seeing for you, love. Thank you very, very much. I really appreciate you, and I hope that brought you some clarity. I know it's a little unclear. Can I be added on free list? Hi, Kizna. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for your subscription to the channel. Unfortunately, I don't do free readings, but my readings are very affordable. The cheapest, a mini reading is $7.77. All my donation information can be found at the top of the chat. Thank you so much. So I kind of just jumped on here earlier. Let's see, I've been on, for nearly an hour now. I usually give a little spiel as I get started, but we just hit the ground running, which is awesome. So hi. For those of you who may be new here, my name is Sophie. I am a tarot reader. I can answer any of your questions with the exception of medical and or legal questions. I am also a psychic medium. I can communicate with those who have passed on. If that is indeed something that you are interested in availing of, please, I just ask that you please ask first before sending your donation in. In the past, okay, there were 3 times in the past, maybe five or so, where I was not able to get in touch with said person, and I had to refund, and I felt badly. I felt like I had disappointed the person. They weren't nobody was upset. Everything was fine, but I just like to check beforehand to make sure they are indeed available to communicate with me, able to communicate with me. So I just check before we start. I also, this is not a twin flame channel. I know a lot of tarot readers and woo-woo crystal lilies tend to believe in the twin flame theory. I don't. I think that, okay, don't know what that's all about. I think that it can be a very toxic idea in multiple ways that I won't get into because then I'll be on my soapbox all damn day. But I do believe in love, and I do believe in soulmates. And also with that, soulmates are not always necessarily of a romantic nature. We also have friend soulmates, familial soulmates, animal soulmates. And yeah, so it's definitely it definitely runs the gamut there. But yeah, I don't ascribe to the twin flame theory. And the way that I do soulmate readings is that I can do it in a couple different ways. I can just directly ask your spirit guides, hey, do you give your blessing to this person's person, or I should say your person's person? I can also ask it in the context of, is this person supposed to be in this person's life? Are they serving some type of purpose? And if they are, is that advantageous to the person in question? Christy popped on earlier, interested in getting a past life regression reading. I have been offering these professionally for about 3 years now. And wait, maybe I'd say probably 4 at this point, maybe 3.5. We'll just say 3.5. But so yeah, I developed a method of past life regression utilizing tarot, and my connection to spirit. I've been studying past life regression therapy since I was very, very young. Um, and it's something that I am still very much fascinated and just blows me away. Reincarnation, past lives, and no, we are not always princesses and princes in our past lives. That is so funny to me. There's a YouTuber I really like, Funky Frog Bait. She's hilarious, and she was talking about some woo-woo group online, people who believe that we're descendants of aliens, and then she somehow got into past life regression readings, and she's like, isn't it interesting? She's a total skeptic. God bless her. She grew up Baptist. Um, she's like, isn't it ironic that whenever anyone gets a past life reading, they're always like a prince or a king or a queen? I'm like, girl, get a reading from me, you'll get the truth. That is not the case. And often, I've never given a reading to someone and said, hey, you were a king or you were a queen. I've definitely given some like fantastic readings where, yes, people were extremely affluent or influential, and sometimes not. Sometimes not. Sometimes these messages are, hey, Deb, welcome, hon, good to see you. Sometimes these past life regression readings are really a tool for us to, I don't want to say find gratitude for our lives now, but yeah, to really foster gratitude for the things that we do have in our current life. Because I definitely have to tell people, like, you didn't have an arm in a past life, or you weren't able to walk, and things were very, very difficult. It can really shine a light on the things that we sometimes take for granted in our everyday life. How are you doing, Deb? I haven't seen you in a while. And speaking of Miss Christie, who popped up earlier, I do offer private readings always. I offer 2 different types of private readings. I offer them one-on-one via appointment, of which we can schedule either over email or over DMs on Instagram. Go follow me on there. Give you on my Instagram. Everyone should go follow me on Instagram. I also offer private readings at no additional donation amount offline. If you can't be online, if I'm not online and you need a question answered, or if you just want a little more discretion, don't want to ask your question in a public forum, I can also do it offline. It's no additional donation amount. And I either type that over email or I record it over voice memos over DMs on Instagram. And with that being said, I will repeat, I'm leaving on Saturday. I'll be on again tomorrow, but I certainly will not be on Saturday, and I won't be on Sunday, and there's a good chance I might not be on all week next week. I might not be going live, depending on my internet situation, which I'm not entirely sure of yet. But with that being said, I will have a deck of cards with me. I always do. I bring a deck of cards with me wherever I go. So that is also a great time to take advantage of private readings. Just send me your donation. I can get back to you within the latest 24 hours. Usually get back to you within 2 to 3 hours. I also, a good suggestion that I like to offer to people is my thoughts, feelings, and intentions spread. I think it pretty much speaks for itself. Some people call it the OG love reading, but I've definitely done it for people that are asking questions about someone who's not a romantic figure in their life. I've asked that question for people's animals, family members, co-workers, friends. It doesn't have to be of an amorous nature, but it does answer 3 questions in one. thoughts, feelings, and their thoughts, their feelings, and their intentions towards you, in addition to your general energies towards the person and their general energies towards you. And with that all having been said, that is my spiel. The queue is currently open. So whoever makes a donation next will be read next. I'm just chatting with my drag queen friends in Paris. They're all good. Yeah, she's a witch, the girl I'm talking to right now. Well, guy, but does drag and is also a witch. And I was just, and she was on Drag Race France last summer, and I'm just telling her, her performance literally made me cry. It was so beautiful. She paid homage to the witches of Salem, and she came out like burned, like honest, like it looked like she was on fire and she was on a stake. It was, I'm not getting emotional like talking about it. It was really, really out of this world amazing. You're going to bed now? Oh, yeah, if you're feeling burnt out, if you're feeling that Queen of Pentacles reverse, yeah, go to bed, honey. Get some rest. I go to bed way too late these days. Yeah, girl. I hope I can find, maybe I'll ask her if she has a video of it, but I'm sure I can find a clip of it. She did a similar performance on the TV show, but then when I went to the theater show, oh my god, it was amazing. Witches support witches. I don't have any plans tonight. I'm dying to stuff my face tomorrow. Yay! No, I don't have any plans tonight. Just more packing, getting. I'm not literally. I'm just like getting my outfits ready, of which I have like way too many. I've got like two for every day. Hey Deb, how you doing, girl? Oh, I said hey too. You didn't hear me say hi to you? Oh, I'm sorry, honey. How are you doing? Oh, you're all good. You're all good, girl. That was a typo. I was retyping. Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Deb, for your donation, love. Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. Please go ahead and post your question right there in the chat. Thank you. I've been okay. I've been good. I've been good. Thank you for asking, Deb. I'm going out of town on Saturday. I'm leaving for a week. Going to Europe. I'm really excited. And I think I'm all ready. I think I've got everything together for the trip. Is CB going to send back the money I lended him? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, is CB going to return the money Deb lended him? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, is CB going to pay back the money Deb lended him? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, is CB going to pay back the money Deb lent him? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, is CB going to pay back the money that Deb lent him? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, is CB going to pay back the money that Deb lended to him? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, is CB going to pay back the money that was lent to him by Deb? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, is CB going to pay back the money that was lent to him by Deb? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, is CB going to pay back the money that was lent to him by Deb? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, is CB going to pay back the money that was lent to him by Deb? This is that guy, right? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, is CB going to pay back the money that Deb lent to him? Mr. Cuckoo, Mr. Delulu, Mr. Delulu Lemon. Yeah, I wasn't planning on, this is very last minute, this trip. I wasn't planning on going, but everything aligned in the universe, and really excited. You're both Virgos. So this isn't the same guy. Okay, you're both Virgos. Okay. 8 of Cups. 2 of Swords reversed. The Tower reversed. Knight of Swords reversed. And 3 of Wands. I'm not seeing any pentacles here, girl. Since he tried to insult my new car, calling it cheap, even though it's a 2024 newer Hyundai car, and also insulted the fact that I'm on my mom's family Uber account. This guy's a mess. This guy's such a mess. And I remember, I remember you said that he asked you for money. Everything that he says is completely, don't, please, I don't think you take it seriously or take it to heart anymore, but I really, if you do, please, just know this guy is completely, he's completely off his rocker. In terms of is he going to pay you back, doesn't look like it's going to happen anytime soon. And it looks like he's also using this as like leverage to continue talking to you, Dad. So because he knows that if he were to pay you back, that would be a tie between the two of you that would be severed. But that tie is still there until he pays you back. I said, oh, but he begged me for money, but have the audacity to insult me, so he's still upset about the last argument. No, I didn't say that. He was still upset about the last argument. He very well could be, though. What I'm saying is he's stringing. This is another way for him to string things along. 8 of Cups. He can't walk away from you. He doesn't want to walk away from you. Does he have any intentions of paying you back? No. 2 of Swords reversed. Knight of Swords reversed. The Tower reversed. He has no intentions, at least anytime soon. And then here, this is the 3 of Cups. Sorry, the 3 of Wands, which is waiting. Either making someone wait or just waiting on something. but taking one's time. If he does ever pay you back, which sadly I don't think he's going to, it's going to be a long time from now because he knows that that's another tie to keep you in his life. He ignored my text about getting it back. Yeah. And it's likely a lot of it has to do with the fact that he doesn't have, I don't know how much you lent him, but I don't think he's doing that great monetarily. He may try to seem like he is, but anyone who says that kind of stuff to somebody else, they're deflecting. He's very insecure about his money situation. And girl, why do we say all the time that he's constantly in deflection mode? He's constantly deflecting his own like issues. So he won't contact about anything else. That would be a different question, Deb. I don't know if he's going to contact, if he won't contact about anything else. I mean, I think it would be for the best, you know, if he didn't contact for anything else. He's not serving you in any way. He's not benefiting you in any way. He's not going to change. He's not going to turn around and be a better man and be a better person. He is who he is, and he ain't going to change. And I mean, if you want to continue, you know, talking to him, just know it's going to be the same crap all the time. I don't know if you guys do have like good times, like when you're talking to one another. Like, does he make you laugh? Is he? I don't know what he does for you, and you know what I mean. Like is he funny? Is he hella fine? I don't know what it is that keeps you talking to him. I know. No, you told me. You said that you know he's troubled, and you do have a big heart. You absolutely do. The good times is very brief. Yeah. Like I was gonna say, I'm sure there's some good parts of the conversations that you guys have, but do they outweigh the bad? Doesn't sound like it. And low key, I wouldn't be surprised if he borrowed this money from you to do something like this, to string something along like this, to string one more thing along, because he I keep on saying he knows that he can't have you the way he wants you, but no, he's delusional, and he does these mental gymnastics where he's like, okay, well, if I don't do this, or if I do this, then she'll stay in my life in that way. But what he's not thinking is like, how about I be a good ass man to her? How about I just don't be a D and be a good person and show her that you know what I mean? He has charming ways, and I had him blocked after the last incident, but I unblocked him to ask him about receiving the donation back. The message delivered, so I know I'm not blocked. Yeah. But he's not responding, huh? Yeah, I don't think, even if he has the money, I think that he's a bitter Betty, and if there's, like I said, if there's another way that he can string you along, he will. He will do that, and it's a lot of mental gymnastics and delulu going on, delulu thinking. Excuse me. Again, like there's no sense here. There's no way we can make sense of this. There's no way we can rationalize this, because he's not a sensible person. He's not a rational person. He's completely cuckoo. And it doesn't take a doctor to say that. Again, I don't know what's going on with him, but wouldn't be surprised if it was more than one thing going on. Yeah, he just does not operate the way you and I, or most, people who think normally do. I don't like usually using that term, but he's not well. It's just not well. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either. Yeah. Yeah, because I think another way he sees it is like if he pays you back, then you've won in some way, and he already feels like he's lost, and this would just be another way in which you've won, which is so stupid. It's like he owes you this money. This is money he borrowed from you. He asked to borrow from you. And when I show any type of care or nurture, it gets thrown back in my face. Yeah, he's not worth your care. He's not worth your nurture. Your nurturing. He's not worth your caring. He's not worth your nurturing. Throwing it back in your face? That's terrible. Who does that? The guy's not right. And I know you have a big heart. I understand, Deb. And he's a troubled guy. But only he can help himself. I mean, he's even throwing your kindness back in your face. No, that's just, there's nothing good here at all. And that's, you know, that's his lot in life. You know, he's made his choices. He's an adult. He said the things he said. So I'm sorry, Deb. I'm really sorry. Again, I don't know how much you lent to him. You don't need to tell me, but damn, like, I mean, there's two things there. Like, you're owed money, and two, he's weaponizing this. What he's weaponizing what he owes you. It's just not right. But yeah, I'm sorry, love. That's a real pain. Well, I hope I brought you some clarity, at least, Deb. Some insight there as to how his mess of brain is functioning, how it functions. Again, there's no sense in it. There's no rationale to it. I know you're probably tired of hearing about it. No, honey. No, I mean, I'm the only thing I'm tired. I'm never tired of hearing about people's, you know, whatever people are dealing with. I'm here to help. That's what I do. I wouldn't do this if I did feel like that, you know, about, oh, this person's asking about this person again, blah, blah, blah. Trust me, I have a lot of clients who ask about a lot of the same situation, sometimes for years on end. The only thing I'm tired of is seeing you get affected by his words. It knocks you off of your energetic and emotional equilibrium. Even if it's not a massive one, it's still enough to bother me to see it happening to you, you know? I'm curious about his current energy to see if he's getting off of the fact that my time was wasted. Interesting. Yeah, you know, girl, that's a really good ass question. I have legit wondered that in certain situations in my life in the past. That is, now that I think about it, I have legit asked that question about someone in my past. He gets off it, yeah, if he gets off on it. I don't know. Or if it, yeah, if it's like it, I don't want to say it like he necessarily gets like horny from it, but like, I do think, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if it at least boosted his ego, of which seems to be pretty small. He seems wildly insecure, you know. He doesn't seem wildly insecure. He is wildly insecure. Yeah, it's an ego trip. I think so. Yeah, and I do know some guys get off on that, just as some women do. Not as much. I haven't seen it happen as much with women, but I've definitely seen it with men. Happens, yeah. Especially if someone, again, I'm not a doctor, but especially if someone's dealing with like narcissistic personality disorder, and they've got their ego is very out of whack. Yeah, I've seen that. Ugh, it's just not right. And I keep on seeing this little string here. And I wish I had scissors down here so I could ceremoniously cut it for you and be like, we're cutting this cord. Literally. We are cutting this cord. It needs to be cut. Can I send to ask his current energy about the situation? Of course you can, Deb. Of course you can. No problem, honey. I've been thinking of getting back into the dating scene, Sophie, but I don't trust myself yet, and I'm scared. After what I went through with my narcissist ex, I don't ever want to go through that bull. I understand you. I hear you, Lorraine. It can be really scary jumping back into dating again. You've got to be ready. You got to feel ready. Um, you know, it's probably stupid to ask. I mean, I don't think it's a stupid question, Deb, but if you feel like it is, that I don't mind asking it. I think it's actually a pretty relevant question. But if you feel that way, I respect you. Lorraine, what I want to say to that is the wisdom of the Fool, the first card in the tarot deck. The Fool is not a fool. The Fool is an incredibly wise man. Yeah, he's stepping right off of a cliff, but and his eyes are closed, but he knows that he might get hurt. He might get hurt if he walks off that cliff, but he also might not. The cliff might not be as long, as big of a cliff as we think. It might just be like a 3-foot, distance or fall, but in front of him is the entire city, the entire world that he's looking at. And if he doesn't step off of that cliff, and there is a very real possibility of getting hurt if we step off that cliff. But if we never step off that cliff, yeah, we'll never get hurt again. But you won't experience the joy and desires that are out there for you. Joy and desires. Joy and love. All the opportunities. I mean, it's just so much, Wendy and I talked about that not too long ago. Both being single Pringles for a while and debating on getting back into dating, and especially me being single for such a long time and having this channel, and a lot of my readings are, dating based, romance based. I was a little scared to put my toe back in the water, but I also felt armed with a lot of knowledge. It is a process. Yeah. And it's very, like, for me, like, I took a very long break from dating, and like the whole like dating apps had changed, and like, yeah, it was different, but yeah, it's a process. It is. And you got to know, you got to do it when you feel ready, when you feel healed. And you got to have thick skin. You got to have that strength, which I know you have, Miss Leo. Got that lion strength. But there's definitely, there's some schmucks out there, some great guys too, some wonderful men out there. They're hard to find. One of my clients said last night, yeah, let me bust out my tweezers, girl. I'll find them somewhere. I'll find a good guy somewhere around here. Oh, that was hilarious. But yeah, good men are hard to find, but they're out there. They're out there. And it is when you say it's a process, it is. Sometimes dating can feel like work because you're vetting people. You know, each date you're getting to know who that person is and whether you want to go on a second date with them. And, you know, after maybe, you know, several dates, do you want to take it to the next level? You know, it's a lot. Um, but it's also nice to get to know people and not take it too seriously, you know, not taking anything too seriously, too fast, too soon. Um, being treated nicely and taken out is always nice. You know, as ladies, we all like that. Um, yeah. And now you're armed with the knowledge of the past, Lorraine. You can identify those red flags with a lot more ease now. You're armed with that knowledge. I just want a sweet guy who's kind, healthy, and who comes right. A provider guy. Yeah, someone stable, someone who you can rely on, someone who you can, you know, if you're having a bad day, he's a shoulder you can cry on, you know, if you need a ride to work and because your car is not working or whatever, you know, he can help you out. You know, that's the kind of man that we all need, you know. Yes, it's the lack of self-trust I have for myself that's the issue. The lack of self-trust that you have. You mean you don't trust your intuition or your ability to spot red flags? Because you can spot red flags. The hard part about spotting red flags is spotting them early on and paying attention to them. Because once you get wrapped up into feelings for someone, that's when the red flags, all of a sudden it's like we go colorblind, a lot of us, and then it's like what red flag, what is this, you know. um yes, someone who is emotional. Yeah, that's what I've asked the universe, is like that is what I want. Just someone who is like if someone were to ask me like what are you looking for in a man, I'd say it's someone who is emotionally available, someone stable, emotionally healthy, physically and mentally. um Yeah. So, but most of all, emotionally available. Because I stayed with my ex and I ignored the signs for all. Yeah, because you had feelings for him. That's why you ignored the signs, is because you had feelings. So it was almost impossible to see them. No, Deb did not make a donation. Or she made one earlier, but we already read for her. If she wants to make another donation, she's free to. And I will note that the queue is currently open. So whoever does donate next will be read next. Building self-trust is important. I want to date because I would love a partner, but I need someone who is safe and healthy and good for me. It's a lot. That's not asking a lot, Lorraine. That's not asking for a lot. Someone who you can trust, someone who's safe and healthy and good for you. Yeah, I understand that, and that's what I was saying too. Is when you're healed, when you feel healed, when you feel ready. That's when it's time. That's when it's time to put your toe in the water. You know, and the way that I was able to identify that, Lorraine, was this way. I knew I was ready to start dating again when I told myself, hey, if I get a date, which, not to toot my own horn, I likely will. If I get a date, um, and he ends up and I end up falling for him and he ends up disappointing me, like say I like him but he doesn't like me, like the first date, I can't let it get to me. I cannot. So just expect nothing. Expect the best, of course, but within reason, reality, you know. Um, And yeah, to not take things too seriously too quickly. Thank you so much for your donation, Deb. Deb just made a donation. Deb, did you want to ask the question that you posited before? Deb, please come to the chat. It is your turn, hun. Thank you. Deb, are you there, hun? There she is. What is CB's current energy towards me and about this situation? Angels, masters, and spirit guides, what is CB's current energy towards Deb and their situation? Angels, masters, and spirit guides, what is CB's current energy towards Deb and their situation? Angels, masters, and spirit guides, what is CB's current energy towards Deb and their situation? Angels, masters, and spirit guides, what is CB's current energy towards Deb and their situation? Angels, masters, and spirit guides, what is CB's energy towards Deb and their current situation? Angels, masters, and spirit guides, what is CB's current energy towards Deb and their situation? Angels, masters, and spirit guides, what is CB's energy towards them in their current situation? Angels, masters, and spirit guides, what is CB's current energy towards them in their situation? Angels, masters, and spirit guides, what are CB's current energies towards Deb and their situation? Angels, masters, and spirit guides, what are CB's current energies towards Deb and their situation? Let's see, girl. We have the Hermit, Ace of Swords, Eight of Swords reversed, Five of Pentacles, and Five of Wands. Okay. Yeah, you are, he does not, you are on, I don't know what kind of analogy I can use to describe the fact that you are on his mind constantly. Ace of Swords being the realm of the mind, the Hermit being one who is taking a step back, not taking a step back, well, he is kind of taking a step back and reflecting on things, thinking about you constantly, thinking about this situation and you constantly. And he does feel bound to this situation. He goes back and forth between delusional expectations between you and him and knowing that he's effed up so much that there's no going back. There's no new beginning. And he feels like a prisoner to you emotionally, mentally, physically, with this Eight of Swords reversed. He also feels very sad left out in the cold, alone. Five of Pentacles is also the poverty card, girlfriend. Could just be feeling, it could actually be literal poverty, but also emotional poverty. He feels like the things that he wants in life, the things that he is used to having in life, he either is really lacking or has none of. Somebody asked me once, quick aside, somebody asked me once, what is your least favorite card in the deck? And I don't have one. I have four. And they're the Five of Pentacles, the Five of Wands, the Five of Swords, and the Five of Cups. I hate all the fives. They're indicative of hardship, difficulties. Five of Wands is inner conflict. He is conflicted because he knows he's fighting for something that he likely will never get. Yeah, both emotional poverty and literal. Yeah. He definitely feels like he doesn't have what he is used to. He doesn't have what he wants, including you. I kind of think he was lying about his finances, though, fighting for money or what else in regards to me. Fighting for like at a battle of wills within himself regarding you, in regards to you. Like, sorry, I said it before, I'll repeat it again. He knows that he goes back, he wavers back and forth between these completely delusional ideas that he can be with you and the reality that he messed up way too much. And he continues to mess up. You guys clash almost every single time. And I mentioned earlier that if he was trying to make it seem like he had money, I highly doubt that he did. I mentioned that in the last reading. Especially with the fact that he was giving you crap for not having enough or not seeming to have enough. That's deflection. He is a master deflector, master manipulator, master deflector. I wouldn't say he's a master manipulator. He tries, but he deflects, and he is insecure in his wealth or lack thereof, his financials. And so what does he do? He places that on you. It's kind of like people who cheat. They tend to constantly accuse their partners of cheating on them, precisely because it's what they're used to doing. That's why they're worried. You know? He did last year, but his finances got back because of his business problems. Got bad because of his business problems. Yeah, but with that, I still think that he was exaggerating how well he was doing last year. And, you know, he was doing better in his business, but if it's resulted in this, he likely wasn't doing great then either, Deb. But yeah, you are constantly on his mind. There's not, like, right now, I can promise you he's thinking about you right now. Thinks about you. The first thing that he thinks about when he wakes up in the morning, you're the last thing that he thinks of before he goes to sleep. But I've been told in the past that one of the main reasons he was interested in me was because of my background, and I come from a middle-class family. Well, I don't think I told you that, Deb. I don't remember telling you that, and I can't speak for any other reader. But yeah, the fact that he even mentioned that maybe sounds like he was looking for a ticket out, you know. Yeah, girl, I'm sorry, Deb. Yeah, you're on his mind constantly. He thinks about you constantly. Yes, you're the first person he thinks of when he wakes up. Last thing he thinks about before he lays his head to rest. And I mean, yeah, and it's not in a positive way, girl. You said it yourself. You guys clash. It's not gonna work. It's not going to work. So I'm sure, I don't know if it's flattering to hear that or gross to hear that. So I'm sorry, but that is absolutely what I'm seeing here. No, it was another reader, and it was believable because of the money and business situation. Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't put it past him. Um, with everything, you know. It nothing would surprise me with this dude at this point. Which is funny because you just typed, that's kind of surprising because he refuses to see his actions. I'm the toxic one. Yeah. But at the same time, girl, just like nothing makes sense with him and nothing is rational with him, at least for me, nothing's surprising with this guy. Nothing this guy says or does surprises me in the slightest. I don't trust a damn word he says. I don't trust any of his actions or his intentions. The guy's a mess. The guy, and I'm not here to judge or call people names, but that's what I'm seeing and feeling every single time I read for him. It just we're not gonna be able to and I know you're not trying to make sense out of this, but it's funny that you right as I was saying, nothing surprises me with this guy like at all. But and then you type that it was surprising. That's kind of surprising because he refuses to do that. So he still cares, but in a weird way. Yeah, in his own effed up way, Deb. It's like, yeah, he cares about you. And I'm guessing that you are happy to hear that. But it's the way he cares. Just like I have to explain to certain people, like, this person, it doesn't make any sense, but they are in love with you. Okay, well, why do they act this way? Because that's how they express it. That's how they do it. That's their expression. Doesn't make it right. I'm not making excuses for them. But yeah, that's, you know, it's how he operates. And I really don't want, I've wanted to say something several times and I've not said it because it's not fair, because I've been single for a very long time and a lot of really amazing people I know have been single for a very long time. At least with me, it was by choice. With him, I can see why he can't nail down a woman. All he knows how to do, it seems, is manipulate and not just love. It's a strange situation, and we've all tried to make sense of it. Yeah, and there's no way around it. There's no making sense of it. Guy isn't a sensible guy. He makes bad choices. He says the wrong things. He said, and not just the wrong things. He says things that are intentionally hurtful to get your goat. My guy friend said he's disappointed if I continue to be in contact with him. I can't speak for your guy friend, but you want my opinion, honey? I wouldn't be disappointed in you if you were to continue to be in contact with him. I don't know you that well, but I do, but you know, I feel I know you a certain amount, confidently enough to say I don't want to say I'd be disappointed if you continued to be in contact with him. I'm going to put it this way. I would be so proud of you if you cut off contact with him. I would be so pleased to see that. You can do whatever you want to do, and you know, I ain't the boss of you. You know, I'm not your mom or anything. But I would put it in the other way of just saying I would be so freaking happy for you and proud of you if you were able to cut this damn cord and not talk to him anymore. It's not serving either of you. It's not going to change. It's not going to improve. I wish I could say it'll get better. He'll get better. The situation will get better. Yeah, as I am too. I care about you, Deb. And I know I know that you like him and he likes you. We've established that. But just because two people are attracted or like one another does not mean that they should be together. There's many factors to take into consideration. There's, you know, this just in this situation, there's this money thing that he's preoccupied with, the manipulation, the unkind words, the deflection. I mean, I could go on and on and on, but there's just, I know you mentioned that there are some obviously there are some good moments, but they're few and far between, and they're not, they definitely outweigh, or the bad outweighs the good. There's far less good than there is negativity here. And I just feel like you'd be set free. I care about him, but we're not compatible, and the damage, exactly, the damage has been done. The damage has been done. Y'all aren't compatible. And you can care about him, but that doesn't mean that you need to speak to him. You know, in fact, it seems to be doing him more of a disservice for you to be speaking to him, because I think that every time you guys do speak, he gets a little glimmer of hope that something could possibly work out between the two of you, but the damage has been done. And he's a damaged person, and hurt people hurt people. He's hurt. And he's already hurt you. If y'all were to start dating, he would continue doing it. I'm telling you. It wouldn't be a bibbity bobbity boo moment. He's transformed into Prince Charming, and now he's all of a sudden together, and he's cool. It's like, no, if somebody can't be a decent human being without having someone in their life in a certain context, in a very particular context, that's not love. That's just not love. That's selfish. For it to just be on his terms. Yes, hurt people try to damage others. Exactly. And until he's not hurt, he's going to continue to try and hurt you. And he will continue to be hurt so long as you guys aren't dating. And if you guys are dating, you're going to end up getting hurt. Like, he'll end up hurting you. He's not going to stop. I think that there would probably, there might be, if you did start dating, there maybe would be like a week or two where he showed a little bit of a different person. I wouldn't even give it 2 weeks, maybe a few days, and then it'd be right back to square one, because he is hurt and he needs to heal, and you can't heal him. And that's another part of his twisted logic, is that he, like, the reliance on you. I think he knows he's damaged. I think he does know that he's not a full, what is the phrase? Not a full coin, or I don't know. He knows he's not completely together mentally, emotionally. I think he does have an awareness of that. But instead of thinking like, hey, I should see a therapist, I should get some help to improve myself, it's like, the reason I'm like this is because I'm not with Deb. And I don't have a love in my life. But if I had a Deb in my life, then I'd be fine. And that's just not how shit works. It's not how things work. We can't heal people, and we can't rely on people for our happiness and our fulfillment. I mean, yeah, there's something to be said about, people need people, and we all need love and companionship, but so long as it's healthy, So yeah, that is what I'm seeing there, sweet Deb. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Well, thank you so much, Deb. I hope I brought you clarity with that reading, and I truly believe that you have the strength and the power. I know you do have the strength and the power to just cut him off. But when you're ready, when you're ready. Good. And and this whole situation has as much sense as a fart. Like it's like nothing. Like there's no sense here at all. Like, but so I'm glad I was able to bring some sense here. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think he tells himself a lot of things, and I think that's one of them. And again, just Delulu, like Delulu. Ugh, yeah. Let's see. Okay. All right. So I've been on for just a little over 2 hours. So I'm going to do a last call for all donations tonight. If you have a question you would like me to answer this evening, now would be your time to send in your donation, please. I am going to be on again tomorrow. I won't be on Saturday, and I don't know when I will be on after Saturday. I don't know if I'll be able to live stream while I am in Europe. You're very welcome, Deb. Thank you, sweetheart. It all depends on my Wi-Fi strength, of which I don't know how strong it is yet. But I always accept, I always do private readings. Again, I offer 2 different types, either by appointment, one-on-one, or over typed over email, or voice message over Instagram. But I always have a deck of cards with me. I will have a deck of cards with me when I'm gone. And yeah, just send your donation, and if I'm not on and you have a question, and I will be able to answer that question at the very latest in 24 hours. I can usually get to you in about 2 to 3 hours, sometimes sooner. Last call tonight for any and all donations. If you have a question, now would be the time to ask. Thank you so much. Last call tonight. Last call for any and all donations. Thank you so much. I'm sorry I was at the spa earlier. That's why it was taking me a while to respond back. Oh, you're all good. You're all good, love. I hope you had a good time at the spa. What kind of spa was it? I love spas. I love different types of spas. Like, have you ever been to a jjimjilbang? Like Korean spa? Those are hella cool. I also love Turkish spas. Hammams are awesome. There's this Russian bathhouse in San Francisco that I really want to go to. I haven't tried that yet. I would like to try that. Last call, everybody, tonight for any and all donations. Oh, it is a jjimjilbang. Oh, that's wild that I brought that up. It was a jjimjilbang. That's so cool, girl. That's awesome. Yeah, those are the best. Did you do the balls? They look like Cocoa Puffs, and you just like sink into like the warm, tiny little balls, like warm Cocoa Puffs. That's awesome. Well, I hope you had a lovely time at the jjimjilbang. All right, it looks like everyone is happy and taken care of. Thank you all so very much. I will be seeing y'all again tomorrow. Same place, same time, but remember to click that notification bell so you know every time I go live, because sometimes I go on at different times, but there's a bathhouse, and they're known for their body scrubs, and it's a little nudity. I'm fine with a little bit of nudity. I'm only my second time at this one. It's only my second time. It's awesome. Yeah, I love Korean spas. That's awesome. I'm gonna go to one. Should probably find one when I'm traveling. All right, y'all. Much love and light to you. I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye.